tí mo sọ pé Primeboy tó bá bí ẹ̀dá kó wá bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ mi báyìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ nílé Mohbad pé Mohbad ti wá di olówó kò rántí ẹ̀ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yẹn ó mú in fact ó gbé fóònù dání. That is why I'm holding you responsible. You went to the house, you get drunk, Owabes Makabash. You are not talking rubbish. Already Dolowo. Now, when you get to the show, you knew where you knew that there's people outside. Why don't you go to outside? Why did you have to somebody have to accompany you outside? Why did you have to let somebody to accompany you outside? And you are now telling the people, can you pay money? You could have followed Mohbad home. What a lie. You are a bloody liar. You are a bloody liar. You knew what is going on outside. Why don't you face the crowd? Why don't you go outside? Lion. Bella has to travel. Namadi has to travel. Samladi has to travel. Why did all of you just step back? And you called about your friend. All of you are liars. If people don't see what Primeboy has done in that area, and when Primeboy was the one that told us Eruku Wanta. He has to call somebody that is doing gong in their church to come and help him. Why you know that Eruku is outside? They come and help you. When this boy was going to the show, he told you, check out Babansa. Onipe, why you are on ground? Why do you have Babansa? Primeboy, Ashiri am too very soon. Ashiri am too very soon. You thought it's a joke. You will vomit everything. Iya Mohbad. You knew what killed this boy. Papa Mohbad, you knew what killed this boy. This is the time. This is the time that police need to go and do another investigation on this family. This family is rubbish. They make sure they kill this guy. This guy is fast in doing things. Allah bless here. And I hold the record label responsible because I think Toy Pelubo boy is you people have been dealing with this guy. And one make sure it's not that they want to kill Mohbad on that day. It's just to deal with him like normal customer. You just want to deal with him like a normal customer. Wummi, you have big answer. That is your guy. You need to you are question. Boy. I want to a step. And you people have the audacity to stand and okay. He has mattress. Do you know that if I thought you can you sleep on the ground? So let's you now kept this guy under the staircase. What are you idiot people? And you people went upstairs and went on saying Indomie to my papa going down. Tabanaro, please help me to announce this. We are going to America.
That, maybe we'll discuss the New York protest. Just 1 minute, we'll discuss on that. But to quickly add to what you just said about Primeboy and others and co, it seems like there is a game or a show that Primeboy and Wummi is putting up to us. If indeed Wummi will come out and be saying they shouldn't make Primeboy famous, they should forget about him. For me, all this is a show. Okay, and then Primeboy will be telling us, oh, Mohbad told him there was a camera. This is just like they are trying to make like a scene. Just like you see sometimes once in a month Wummi comes around, drop something, half the media putting confusion into the media. This is another thing which Primeboy and Wummi are trying to do. I don't know what they want to achieve, okay, from doing these publications, all this fake stuff that they are putting out there. If indeed Primeboy knows that he's quarreling with Wummi, then tell us what Wummi and Mohbad was discussing in the car. I mean, there is this not about Corona inquest. It's a simple thing. Right? Primeboy must have spoken to the police by now. There is one law. There is one law about the Corona inquest, is that before you speak to any jury, any organization, anybody, you must have spoken to the police. Primeboy, all of them have spoken to the police. If you remember the first Corona inquest, the reason why it was cancelled, they cancelled the first Corona inquest because they said Wummi does not have a statement with the police and also Baba Mohbad. You remember that time? October So, as long as you've had a statement already with the police, you can speak to anybody.
That's it.
But you have to be consistent. That doesn't go against what you have said.
Primeboy is not consistent.
So is Primeboy telling us that police who is in charge of investigation, you guys have something, you are hiding, you are not telling them. You want to take Corona Inquest. Who is Corona Inquest, for God's sake? Don't they have lawyer? Are the lawyers stupid? You have to give everything to the police. Police are the ones that have the primary duty to regulate all crimes.
100%.
To charge suspect. They are the ones that have right to detain suspect, to determine suspect, and to charge suspect. What is Corona Inquest going to be arresting anybody? What is special about Corona Inquest?
Corona Inquest is powerless. Corona Inquest is not effective. Corona Inquest is just a find this thing. They now use Corona Inquest to they use Corona Inquest to
And again, if you look at another thing again another thing that also flabbergasted me sometimes, when I look at the first video that Primeboy made, where we talked about these things before that last year September, where his first video he was saying that he was using a passive you, an anonymous you. Why did Primeboy not challenge the death of Mohbad? You suddenly hear that Mohbad died, somebody you fought with. You couldn't even question what killed him, and you are okay with whatsoever. The next thing is Etikpa Abi. Who is this Etikpa? He must suspect somebody.
Abanaro, do you remember in that September 28th? I see up my diary. What did I tell you? I said there's something fishing in that area. Now, I said Sam Larry, they've locked Sam Larry inside. If Primeboy should go and join Sam Larry, maybe it's a what did they do? They do attachment in that place. Detachment. The detachment, you remember when the police said if somebody fights somebody from January to December and the person died in between, as the Constitution of Nigeria said, that person is responsible for that person's death. Okay, now
unless proven otherwise by autopsy.
Thank you. Okay, Sam Larry now proving, okay, you are now involved because we've not found what happened to Mohbad. But at that present, Sam Larry, you are what? You want to pay Mohbad. Now, this guy is now starting there. They now make it under must where Primeboy fought Mohbad to detach Sam Larry. Now, the constitution now follow Primeboy. That okay, Primeboy no just a Mohbad dancing.
Okay, but let's pin them down somewhere. As the police have the primary right to know the reason, to ensure that they know the reason why somebody committed a particular act. Why did Primeboy fight Mohbad? That Mohbad they had to fight violently. Did the police verify a substantial reason why the fight was even caused? Have they done forensic to be sure that Primeboy is not connected to Sam Larry Naramali and someone else? To an alibi? What if Primeboy is connected to an alibi? That is why you bring in Sam Larry Naramali and others, others and co. Or Kubana. Or every other person. You can make up a link there. But they are trying everything to simplify it, to see that it just goes between Primeboy, the nurse, and the spending. Because it is not making sense. In front of Wummi, you have Abu Ebel saying that Mohbad died because of the carelessness of Wummi. That means a lot. And Hayat said it. Hayat said, I heard that Mohbad was stabbed with a poisonous knife in the show. So Wummi did not deny that in front of Wummi. So now is police lying? The police autopsy is telling us that Mohbad punched through side of the glass and he has injury. In the position where Mohbad had that injury, it is impossible for that to be a glass. We're not stupid, for goodness sake.
Thank you.
So it means the autopsy, they are not telling us the result of the autopsy. The preliminary report that they gave, they're supposed to tell us what they found in Mohbad's body. They were talking about glass, They were talking about the glass at the time. Now, somebody said that there's an evidence that Mohbad was stabbed. And when you look at what happened to Mohbad's hand, it looks more like a stabbing. And that is when I was calling out Berekete, is that Berekete himself, he seems not to understand this case. He doesn't understand, with due respect. Okay? The government, they are trying to push everything to the direction of the nurse. But we are saying what happened before the nurse came. We are questioning that fact that what happened before the nurse came. Let that be substantiated. But that is not clarified. And that is what they have simplified. They are trying to simplify it. But we are asking. And as a result, they have done autopsy. Autopsy is bodily examination. You check the organs. That has to do with organs, the body, the system entirely. So from the result, from the report that they read, that shows that they didn't find anything like we are thinking. Everything that we have been talking about, they didn't find anything like that. And that is suspicious because even the stories, the circumstances is not aligning with what the police is saying. And that shows that there's a foul play. We don't need toxicology. Toxicology is going to come and prove to us what the nurse did. It's going to prove to us either drugs, either Mohbad has been using drugs, or what the nurse, the injections, that are nurse injections, is going to come and prove that. We want to know what happened before the nurse came. Autopsy can prove that. Our police have already done autopsy. Has Brekete confirmed that? Another autopsy should be going on. A bodily examination by Baba's pathology or whatever team is with. It's needed. All this one they are saying that they just went to check the body. Going there to check is not enough. Going there to do criminal check-up. Or that is conduct another autopsy. Verify the whole body in a scientific way to see whether whatever injury is in his body, what caused it. Was it caused by a knife? Was it caused by a glass? It was caused by what? Two results, we are expecting two reports. Autopsy is already there. Toxicology is coming from abroad. But does Berekete have any of this? No. Autopsy you don't have. Toxicology you don't have. Autopsy is the easiest. If indeed anybody is serious with this investigation, autopsy is the easiest. And that is why we see that there is unseriousness in all of this. There's too much of show. There's too much of I go, we go, but the show remains the same.
Yeah. Let me just add something to what Paparano is saying. If actually, I will go back again to the issue of the role of the state in combating crime or criminal activities in the society. And in every country or in every state, there is what they call the government lawyers. That is, when you go to court and you don't have a lawyer, the government can provide you with one. In this particular case, in this particular circumstance, normally the state was supposed to provide Baba Mohbad with a lawyer which is responsible, and then to provide.
Okay, Christian, sorry, they are not yet in that state. The state don't have to provide him a lawyer, but if it's needed, he has to apply for one. That's pro bono lawyer, and then he will have. In a case like this, that's how it is done everywhere in the world, including Nigeria. It's a criminal case. It's always government lawyers who take charge, unless you have your own lawyer. So that's how it is in Nigeria. Like Primeboy and Co. Yes, there was a time they also used pro bono. He also has pro bono lawyer. I mean, from the public or from the government. But the state you're talking about, it always when you are a defendant. If you're a defendant in the criminal court whereby you have a case, okay, like you are being charged and you have a case to answer. If you not have a lawyer, the government gives you a lawyer, I mean, from the taxpayers' money and this stuff, because it's a criminal case. So Baba Mohbad is not a criminal, he's not a suspect, he doesn't have a case here. He doesn't have a case, but if he wants a lawyer, like just like if you, I don't think you're Nigerian. So in the case of Adegoke, you say that Falana represented the Timothy Adegoke's family. So as a private lawyer, all he can do, he can't carry the case. You can't carry the case. The government alone carries criminal case everywhere. So what you can do, you can apply to be part of the government team.
Yeah.
You can give them some directions, but you cannot carry the case. You can assist in some areas, but you cannot carry the case. So I mean that one is what is ongoing. What is ongoing right now? That is what is ongoing. He has private lawyers that maybe they will be applying to the DPP. They may be interested. They may want to join when the case gets to the criminal court, but it's not yet in the court yet. We are still under investigation. We are not done with investigation yet. Nobody is charged yet. So,
yeah. So
that's your question, or solves where you were going.
Yes, thanks a lot for that clarification. But what I was also trying to drive to the fact that in the case of the autopsy, I presume that Baba Mohbad was supposed to have access to some special autopsy that he himself, approve of, that autopsy should be carried out on his son. In as much as he's asking for the DNA for the grandson, he also was supposed to ask for autopsy for the son, whereby he himself will be able to ascertain that from the autopsy that he has gotten from his specialist, this is the cause of the death of his son. Because if it is only we are counting on maybe autopsy, they said now
the coroner's autopsy. We have family autopsy and coroner's autopsy. The coroner's autopsy is what they are counting on. The family autopsy is what we encourage the team that is Mohbad to have pushed for, but they did not understand this case, and they are saying that you have to go through the court. The court says no. They are joking. They are all kids. They are kids. Okay. Yeah, wait. Everybody in their life, please. Whenever anybody comes to you, either from Berekete team or from anybody, in fact, even Berekete team or anybody, tells you that they are waiting for government autopsy. Government has already done autopsy. You don't have to wait for it again.
Yeah.
Okay. And if they have private investigators, they can go and check those things. Police cannot tell us that autopsy report is not with them. They can't tell us that.
Of course.
Because please, just wait. Police can't tell us that they don't have autopsy report with them when Mohbad body has been checked, whether there was a DNA trace, whether there's a fingerprint on his body, anybody press his neck. All of those things should have been sorted out since September. So all of those reports, all of those results is already with the police. But they are not convinced that Mohbad was stabbed to death. They're not convinced that they might believe that he had injury. They believe he had injury, but they're not convinced that he was stabbed to death. So now they believe that he received treatment. That is the treatment that he received that killed him. So, and that is why they are waiting for toxicology to confirm that. But we do not believe that Mohbad just had a minor injury and the nurse came to kill him, because the circumstances so. The circumstances is scary. In the circumstances, you will say that Mohbad died on Monday. In the circumstances, you will hear that Mohbad had a fight on top of the bridge, which Corona Inquest is not allowing testifiers to come testify. They are selective of who to testify. And it is just crazy that a lot is just being shackled. A lot is being thrown under the carpet. And we are asking questions. I mean, the things they are giving to us is not aligning with what we are, with us as a reasonable people. We are even far, even we that we are far away. I mean, we can feel it, we can confirm it. Talk less of those who are even conducting the investigation. I mean, for goodness sake, with intelligence here, we are intelligent people. We speak as intelligent people. We see, we observe. We apply every method of science. Every method of science authentication we applied. Observation, good verification, hypothesis. We look at everything. I mean, we are all scientific. We are being scientific here. For goodness sake. So this is it's alarming. It's alarming, and that's why we are saying that let us push Berekete. Okay, I understand his network is okay. Let us push Berekete to say that Berekete, do something. All of these guys are enough. Anybody that comes tell you that Baba cannot do autopsy, tell him that I challenge you. What law in Nigeria says that Baba cannot do autopsy? That the family of a deceased, we have two autopsy. The corona autopsy and the voluntary autopsy. The voluntary autopsy is the autopsy conducted by a family member of the deceased. It could be anybody, their wife or anybody. So Wummi can say she wants to do another autopsy. Baba can do, Adura can do, anybody that is Mohbad family can do autopsy. That's what the law says. Please, don't let them come and they like to come, they will come, look at how they come like snakes. They will say, talk is cheap. They will do everything to demoralize you. Talk is cheap, that like they are making look at us who are talking, we don't know what to do. And there are so many teams, so many people, volunteers from social media who wants to go and help this man. There are some groups around Baba that are engineering Baba not to accept help from social media. For God's sake, if not for social media, tell me where this case would have been. Social media can best help in this case. And now we hear that Berekete. In fact, Berekete should be welcoming different teams from social media. If Berekete can welcome another team from Baba, then every other team should be ready to apply and let Baba walk through everything. Baba not cooperating with people who are ready to help in this case. It's also jeopardizing this case. It's jeopardizing this case. So one can say Baba is not ready for justice. Sometimes. I mean, I don't deceive myself. You don't go out, you don't sit behind the scene and be crying. When you can figure out things, money is not the issue. Lawyer is not the issue. Then why is the delay? Why is the delay? Are we stupid or what? I mean, I'm asking, are we stupid or what? I don't believe basically. I don't just believe easily. You don't. If you want to convince me with fact, where are we waiting? What are we waiting? They are telling us, let us wait for a corona inquest. They are going to bring Primeboy. They are going to bring Darusha. What is this nonsense? They are. Ask them what date. Since November last year, we were told that corona inquest is going to come March. But today nobody know date. At least if you are working with a government official, they're supposed to give you date now. All of us are still waiting on the air. Abishkan Wala be this one. All of us have been played together. Nobody knows date exactly. That shows that it's nonsense. There is nothing hidden here. It's a negotiation period. From the beginning that man said 10 weeks for toxicology to come out, I say, Wala. I say, guys, this period like this, that 10 weeks is a negotiation period. And pray for that man. I hope they don't, if he reject everything they offer to him, I hope they don't come for him. Yes. They know how to easily silence a person. If you don't want, they will not violently come after you. Just your drink, the water you drink, it will affect your water. And maybe after 6 months you begin to see the effect. That moment you will not see the effect, they would have left you. But okay, that is be dying slowly. And these are shadows. People who are prayers, they are shadows. They don't have human feelings. They come, they use religion. They use whatever you respect. That's why I tell you that people who preach to you in the name of religion, they are the most dangerous people on earth. They get you to your soft state. When you are soft, when you are happy, you are thinking that God has done it. We have seen a helper. That time that you think you have seen a helper, that is where Satan is. Satan will be smiling. Will say, "Look at this." Look at you. For your mind, and maybe your savior, right? I'm your savior, right in your mind. Okay, no wahala. I'm right behind. I'm right beside you. I'm your killer. What will kill a person is right behind them. You will not know. In fact, that thing that you don't believe, that you cherish the most, and they are the ones that are very easy and convincing. They are made that way. They are made like angels. Killers are made like angels. I call them killers, angels. Killer angels. I mean, little kids who just becomes demons. These are things that angers me. And it makes us look stupid. So please, let us be vigilant. We have to be more vigilant. We need to ask questions. When people speak to you, don't just clap and listen. Part of telling stories is part of what is a strategy to weak you down. Tell you story, tell you dilly-dallying in you, carry you, go there. In fact, making you look like you don't understand the way this whole thing starts. Telling you things that you don't know. I raised a good point here. I said that, okay, now, let's us verify something about the pregnancy of the mother of Eliam. That let Baba phone be checked. Baba phone can be checked now. When did this lady call you to tell that you should go and pray? Because for her to come to you, at least that month, let us know that month that Baba and Wummi went to pray, searching for baby. It is possible she's 1 or 2 months pregnant then. Let us check that. You can still check the phone of that man. And then we'll know whether that they trick the man to make it look like, oh, it was your prayer that made this lady pregnant. And then they use that pregnancy to lure the guy into marriage. Then they give birth. They bring a pregnancy from outside that marriage to that marriage. So that now, because that's what the law says. The law says that when you bring pregnancy, okay, to any valid marriage, if you are married with any man, okay, and maybe you have a good time outside there with another man, and you're impregnated by someone else, you bring that child, that pregnancy into that marriage, it belongs to that man that you are legally married to. That's what Section 165 Marriage Act says. Section 165, 2011. That's what it says, the law. It presumes that any child born into a marriage belongs to that marriage. And that is the power that Wummi is using, that I gave birth to the child in that marriage. That is why, when she was pregnant, they know very well the condition. They understand how much that marriage means. And that's why they make the marriage very fast. People can read up on the screen. They make the marriage very, very fast. No introduction. In fact, they skip introduction. Just imagine. So something is fishy. Something is fishy. And this is what our intelligence is doing to us. Our intelligence is making us understand that this is just how things ought to be. When things don't go the way it's supposed to be, even if one process is missed, verify why one process is skipped. Something else, there have to be some hastiness. That hastiness, why? What on earth? I mean, eventually you guys will still marry. Why didn't you guys marry? Okay, why are you that? How many months pregnant was she before they got married? Why you look at all those? I mean, just take a look at the marriage itself. It shows something is wrong, and eventually, then the guy died. Did they know that the guy is gonna die? So first, if we can try to fault something from them with the marriage, then we can know why the guy have to die. And that is why they are saying that DNA will not be done. Her mother insists, that is Wummi's mother insists that DNA will not be done. And that is why I'm saying that Wummi, right, has a secret of the Malians. And look at the issue, the areas where Wummi and the Malians may happen to fall out here. Maybe after Mohbad passed, Wummi may be seeking for some compensation, like maybe the royalties, everything wants to get from the Malians, and then the Malians refuse. Okay, and as a result of that, that's why the Wummi's fans, they hate Malians. They and Malians are like cat and rat. That's why I say that anytime we mention Naira Marley, oh, they are very strong. Then we become friends. If you want to become friend of any Wummi fan, just begin to bash Naira Marley. All of them. That is where their boss is. They are against Baba and they are against Naira Marley. Like they want to limit Baba Boju, Baba Boju, Naira Marley. Yeah, you said to us, they have taken a very good stand. They fight in a strategic way. If they can take out those two things from their way, they are fine. So, and that is why it's so hard on them to get rid of Baba. And again, why is the government so slow on this case? It is because what happened to Mohbad, it is beyond just an accident. It is beyond just an accident. It looks like somebody committed the act, but that person don't want to go down for it because that person has the secrets of others at hand. That come, you guys have to cover me. If I go down, I'm going to expose you guys in other areas. So if you don't want to be exposed in other areas, then everything must be sure that I must be covered. That's why I will tell you, right, even if you bring any police officer that are investigating this crime, they know in their head that Wummi has to be protected at all costs. They know in their head. I'm speaking, I'm psychoanalyzing the head of those that are investigating this crime. Wummi, they are doing everything. Look at how terrible this crime is. Even negligence, all of them in that house. In fact, for neglecting Mohbad bled excessively. He bled at the show and he also bled at home. Look at this bleeding. In fact, bled on Sunday night, bled on Monday, bled on Tuesday. Those blood that Baba see on Tuesday, I begin to ask questions. Okay, I begin. For Baba to come and see blood Tuesday 10 p.m. Is that how careless they are in that house? A bleeding from on Sunday is sit there until that bleeding has to be come from somewhere else. I mean. Come on, I'm not so stupid. I begin to ask, guys, how possible is that the bleeding that was on Sunday midnight to still be there 10 p.m. on Tuesday night? I'll be asking, where is that bleeding coming from? Make my soup no burn. Where is that bleeding coming from? And these are the things that continue to make us feel like we are being cheated. The autopsy that was done is not really explaining the circumstances. It's not aligning with the explained testimonies that are available. It's not aligning. And we have the teams that are carrying out, that are riding Baba. They don't care, they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing, including Berekete, who is new in the case. Someone need to charge him up. If you are from Berekete family, I respect Berekete as an individual. I respect his intelligence. But what you don't know. This case is for everybody. It is everybody's input that makes us achieve this justice. It's everybody's input. If one thing is not going very well, it's not going very well. Simple. You guys should ask Berekete, what are you waiting for? Autopsy or toxicology? But autopsy is already done now. Did you ask government that one? Ask government. Government, has autopsy been done? Or since then till now you have not done it? That's the greatest level of that's the biggest confusion and the biggest fraud. If the city today they have not done, how can you go and embalm Mohbad without doing autopsy in his body? Without running whether there's any foul play, any DNA checkup, anything, and then you went to embalm him. You went to apply chemical in all his body. Are you trying to hide evidence? So all of this, we can begin to take it one by one, and you will see that it is just that obvious that they are looking for every way to negotiate, to put this case under the carpet. When I tell you that they are negotiating, anytime you see the right thing not being done, right, know that something is causing it. The tunnel is not just, the machine is not just rolling. Something is making it to roll now. Check what is making it to roll. Questions are not being asked. People are being diverted from the reality because of they want to achieve something in a particular way. They want to achieve a particular kind of justice. And they are trying to base everything on the nose. These are the things that I say that makes me cry out and tell you guys that this is not going. This is not going. I'm asking, let me put this to everybody. Please, if you are from Berekete family, if you are from Baba family, whoever you support, want just to Mohbad, explain to me the reason why we are not doing an autopsy. Forget about toxicology. Toxicology is to tell us what the nurse is to confirm what the nurse did on Mohbad and whether Mohbad used to take drugs, whether he takes drugs. That's what toxicology want to do. Now, autopsy, Mohbad body verification. What is happening there? Who has verified it and what did they see? Did they verify it scientifically or just see, going there to check Mohbad body is for Ujuaye, just to come and take the public that okay, the father has checked. Oh yeah, you guys should make silence. It's a well-planned thing. They know what they are doing. When you request for it, then they give you in a technical way. They say, okay, look at it. We want autopsy, private autopsy. And how are we sure? Oh my God, this is crazy. It is crazy. It's just so obvious. So that's why that's why I was saying that, right? Let us see how we can petition the Nigerian police for poor conduct. Let's petition them to the federal court. Okay, let's petition them. Let's have this case ongoing with the Nigerian police so they can, they can be reasonable at one. They can be reasonable. We want them reasonable. We will not allow them to be unreasonable in this case. We will not let them represent us like this. We don't want our country to be represented this way. It is bad. We don't want it. We don't want it. So let us petition them. Let us have them to respond to the petition. We cannot have them silent there, working on the ground. They should be ahead of every activity in the country. Not us. We are not the ones that should be running the country. They are being paid. We have people that are being paid for this job. Let us call them out. So that's why I say let us petition them. Let us see their response. So their response is what we trigger for maybe for us to go after politicians. Because if the police who are there, who's supposed to do the thing, are not doing it, then we have to see what the politicians are doing. Then politicians have to come into this case. And if they fail, then we have to protest for our rights. then the protest has to begin. We have to begin to form protests there, and we will succeed in the protest. We will succeed because we will match. We will make timing. There are so many organizations that are not pleased. We have NS there want to conduct nationwide protests in Nigeria for economic downfall. Okay, we will meet with every group, and then we will see how we can. Everybody will come and air their voice. If something is not working, if we cannot achieve justice, then let all of us that has problem. Let's put our problem together. Let everybody come protest. Let us protest. Let us do what we have to do. We are being cheated, right? This is cheating. It is not good for us. So that is what I will tell us here, friends. It is not good for us. We will not let this down. And also, the protest which Lenti is talking about, the US protest. Why don't we petition the Nigerian police first and have the case with them, and then say their response, and then follow up with that one?